Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. I'd like to introduce you to three interesting articles that I came across earlier today. And before I do that, excuse me, I would like to let you know this is for review, informational, and educational purposes. It's not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. The full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to Slash Gear, which is the publisher Slash Gear, and the story by Joe Caprero. Headline reads, The Power of Hydro. New hydrogen vehicle engines work. And here's a picture of this said engine. And the caption reads, Hydrogen fuel cell engine. Copyright, let's see, kind of small name. Schaffson from Shutterstock. This is a bit too small. Okay, here we go. But now to the article itself. A little more than a decade ago, hydrogen fuel cell vehicles appeared poised to challenge hybrid and battery-powered electric cars as a green alternative to gasoline-powered cars and trucks. But the hydrogen revolution never happened. Although EVs come with their own complex issues, the lack of hydrogen refueling infrastructure and the flammability of hydrogen gas doom that technology is a viable consumer alternative. Only 15,000 hydrogen-powered vehicles are on the road in the United States, and all of them are in California. The number is dwarfed by more than 2 million electric vehicles in the US. Ironically, hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, essentially EVs that are powered by electric motors that get their juice from electromechanical reaction between hydrogen and a catalyst such as platinum. The hydrogen gas is stored in a tank then is channeled through a stack of fuel cells, where it is converted to electricity, which is stored in the battery. The only emission from hydrogen vehicles is a water vapor. And so we have a picture here. It says the Toyota Mirai comes with a small lithium-ion battery. We see a picture of this right here. And it says, the caption reads, Toyota Mirai engine, copyright Stefano Matazzi, Corbis, and by Getty Images. Most current hydrogen fuel cells use a polymer electrolyte membrane, or PEM, construction. PEM fuel cells are also called proton exchange membrane fuel cells. These cells are made up of thin, less than 20 micron layers of material resembling plastic wrap. The catalyst is spread on both sides of the fuel cell and the anode the anode and the cathode. On the cell's anode side, the hydrogen molecules put into protons and electrons. The protons mix with an ion-conducting polymer ionomer and pass through the membranes to the cathode, where the reaction is known as oxygen reduction takes place, producing electrical energy necessary to power the vehicle's motor. Excuse me. And in front of you have a related video. This is how to construct hydroelectric power plant. That is from Interesting Engineering. That will be available upon publishing of this article. And then the article concludes by saying, fuel cells have additional layers of carbon paper known as gas diffusion layers, or GDLs, which work to channel the components of water vapor away from the reactive layers of fuel cells and into the vehicle's exhaust system. Because hydrogen fuel cells system don't produce electricity until they reach a temperature of 50 degrees Fahrenheit, hydrogen powered vehicles like the Toyota Mirai come equipped with lithium ion battery to help keep the electrical mechanical reaction started. And you can read the original article on Slash Gear. Okay. Now let's go on to the second article. Before I read the article, I'd like to let you know this is for review, informational, and educational purposes. It's not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. The full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to the publisher, which in this case is Tech Explorer with an X, and a story by Science X staff. Now to the headline, that is. Scientists show how shallow learning mechanism used by the brain can compete with deep learning. And here we have an artist's rendition of this type of AI learning, etc. It says credit goes to Pirabe, CCO public domain. Copyright provided by Tech Explorer. And now to the article itself. Neural network learning techniques stem from the dynamics of the brain. However, these two scenarios, brain learning and deep learning, are intrinsically different. One of the most prominent differences is the number of layers each possesses. Deep learning architectures typically consist of numerous layers that can be increased to hundreds, enabling the efficient learning of complex classification tasks. Contrastingly, the brain consists of very few layers, yet despite its shallow architecture and noisy and slow dynamics, it can efficiently perform complex classification tasks. The critical question driving new research is the possible mechanism underlying the brain's efficient shallow learning, enabling it to perform classification tasks with the same accuracy as deep learning. In an article published by Physica A, Statistical Mechanics and Its Applications, researchers from Bar Ilan University in Israel shows how shallow learning mechanisms can compete with deep learning. Quote, instead of deep architecture like a skyscraper, the brain consists of wide, shallow architecture, more like very wide building with only very few floors, says Professor Ido Cantor of Bar Ilan's Department of Physics and Gonda, which is Goldschmied Multidisciplinary Brain Research Center, who led the research. Quote, the capability to correctly classify objects increases when the architecture becomes deeper, with more layers. In contrast, the brain's shallow mechanism indicates that a wider network layer classifies objects, said Ronit Gross, an undergraduate student of one of the key contributors of this work. Quote, wider and higher architectures represent two complementary mechanisms, unquote, she added. And here we see a related video, and it's entitled First Human Fitted with Neuralink Brain Computer Interface insists it's broken, as per Daily Motion, and you'll be able to watch this video at the publishing of this article. Now, nevertheless, the realization of very wide, shallow architectures imitating the brain's dynamics requires a shift in the properties of advanced GPU technology, which is capable of accelerating deep architecture, but fails in the implementation of wide, shallow ones. And the author would like to point out that for more information, it's Ovek Tevet et al. Efficient Shallow Learning Mechanism as an Alternative to Deep Learning, Physica A, Statistical Mechanics and Its Amplifications 2024, DOI 10.1016/J.PHYSA.2024.129.513, provided by Bar Ilan University. And the publisher would also like to point out that the story was originally published by Tech Explorer. Subscribe to their newsletter for the latest sci-tech news updates. Okay, very good. Let's go to a third and final article. And before I do it, as usual, I would like to let you know this is for review, informational, and educational purposes. It's not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. The full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to the publisher, which in this case is phys.org, and the story by ScienceX staff. Now, the headline reads, Scientists achieve first intercity quantum key distribution with deterministic single-photon source. And here we have a picture of that, going from a topographical map to the actual picture of the outside. And then also we have a picture of the diagram of how this would work, ranging from Alice transmitter to deployed fiber to Bob the receiver. Now, yes, the caption reads, and I'll make this bigger so you can see this. Overview of the intercity QKD experiments as the Ninderscheisen quantum link using single photons from the semiconductor quantum dot or QD distribution of quantum bits between Hanover Alice and Braunschweig Bob and over 79 kilometers of deployed fiber with a total loss of 25.49 decibel B. Was decibels? Map data from Google 2023. Google and then the B sketch, which is here. Sketch of the experimental setup. Credit goes to Light Science and Applications 2024 DOI 10.1038/S41377 024-01488 0. Copyright provided by phys.org. Let's bring this back to our normal size. Okay, very good. Conventional encryption methods rely on complex mathematical algorithms and the limit of current computation or current computing power. However, with the rise of quantum computers, these methods are becoming increasingly vulnerable, necessitating quantum key distribution or QKD. QKD is a technology that leverages the unique properties of quantum physics to secure data transmission. This method has been continuously optimized over the years, but establishing large networks has been challenging due to the limitations of existing quantum light sources. In a new article published in Light Science and Applications, a team of scientists in Germany have achieved the first intercity QKD experiment with the deterministic single-photon source, revolutionizing how we protect our confidential information from cyber threats. The team was led by Professor Fei Ding from Leibniz University of Hanover at LUH, Professor Stefan Hook from Physikalische Technische Benderfeld, or PDB, Professor Peter Michler from the University of Stuttgart, and other co-workers. Semiconductor quantum dots, or QDs, refer to the artificial atoms in the quantum world, show great potential for illuminating quantum lights used in quantum information technologies. This breakthrough reveals the feasibility of semiconductor single-photon sources for secure long-distance quantum internet in real life. Professor Fei Ding explained, quote, "We work with quantum dots that are teeny structures similar to atoms, but are tailored to our needs. For the first time, we use these, quote, artificial atoms in a quantum communications experiment between two different cities. The setup, known as Ninderscheisen Quantum Link, connects Hanover and Braunschweig via optical fiber." We have a related video here. It says quantum computers versus classical computers via or by way of interesting engineering. And you'll be able to see this upon the publishing of this article, as it looks like it was originally posted on YouTube as well. So you'll have the embedded link or embedded video. The intercity experiment was performed by the German federal state of Niedersachsen, in which it deployed fiber of approximately 79 kilometers length connects Leibniz University of Hanover, or LUH, and Physikalische Technische Benderfeld, PDB, Braunschweig. Alice, located at LUH, statistically prepares single photons that are encrypted in polarization. Bob, located at PTB, contains a passive polarization decoder to decrypt the polarization states that receive single photons coming through the fiber-based quantum channels. This is also the first quantum communication link in the Lower Saxony, Germany. As a result, the researchers have achieved stable and fast transmission of secret keys. They first verified that the positive secret key rates, or SKRs, are determined achievable for distances up to 144 kilometers, corresponding to 28.11 decibels, dB, lowercase d, capital B. loss in the laboratory. A high rate of key transmission with low quantum bit error ratio, or QBER, for 35 hours is ensured based on the deployed fiber link. Quote, comparative analysis with existing QKD systems involving SPS reveals that SKR achieved in this work goes beyond the current SPS-based implementations. Even without further optimization of the source and setup performance, it approaches levels attained by established decoy state QKD protocols based on weak coherent pulses. The first author of the work, Dr. Jing-Jong Yang, remarked. Now, the researchers speculate that the QDs also offer great prospect for the realization of other quantum internet applications such as quantum repeaters, distributed quantum sensing, as they allow for inherent storage of quantum information and can emit photonic cluster states. The outcome in this work underscores the viability of seamlessly integrating semiconductor single-photon sources into realistic large-scale and high-capacity quantum communication networks. The need for secure communications is as old as humanity itself. Quantum communication uses quantum characteristics of light to ensure that messages cannot be intercepted. Quote, quantum dot devices emit single photons, which you can control and send to Braunschweig for measurement. The process is fundamental to quantum key distribution, Ding said. Quote, some years ago, some years ago, we only dreamt of using quantum dots for real-world quantum communication scenarios. Today, we are thrilled to demonstrate the potential for many more fascinating experiments and applications in the future towards a quantum internet. For more information, the publisher would like to let you know that's Jin-Jong Yang et al. High rate intercity quantum key distribution with a semiconductor single photon source. Light Science and Applications 2024, DOI 10.10377-S41377-024-01488-0. Provided by Transbred. Also, the publisher would like to point out that the story was originally published on pageys.org. Subscribe to our newsletter for the latest sci-tech news updates. Okay, and before I conclude the review, I would like to first of all thank you for taking the time to watch this video, as you could be doing anything else with your time, so I do appreciate that. As this did provide value for you to be informed of the news, what I'd like you to do is please click the like button. That way it'll be pushed through the algorithm. More people will be able to view it and enjoy it. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. That way you will have access to all the content on my channel, as I do have a variety of content on my channel that you can enjoy and benefit from. Also, if you haven't already, please click the bell button. That way you'll be notified of all my future videos as they come out, as in all my new videos, etc. So I'd like to wish you a great day wherever you are in the world. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time.